Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today is a special day. It is both day 22 of 30 Days of Sketches, and it is also Stitches and Stencils Day, which is a little series that I do with MK and Janet. So this is today's sketch, and oh my heavens, I forgot her name. This is so terrible. I need to look it up. I'm so sorry. But anyway, while I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you I am still working in my Never Ending kit, the updated June version. You know, we updated June at the end of June, but it's fine. This sketch is by T. Kaheki. I think that's how you say it. Probably butchering that, but that's what it is. I'm going to be using the All-Star stencil and my sewing machine, and these are two photos from Alcatraz. I was just kind of shocked and enamored with this spiral staircase that they have in there, and then of course the toilet and the sink. And I think I want to title this Amenities, 5-star amenities, which is why I'm using the All-Star stencil from Scrapbook Reflections. So I'm going to stop running my mouth and let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I have taken my All-Star stencil and I've got some metallic chroma glaze from Brutus Monroe, and I am using brass. Now, I thought that I was going to be completely happy with this and just get some of the brass metallic chroma glaze through the All-Star stencil from Scrapbook Reflections, and that would be enough. But I decided that I really needed to add something else besides the brass. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the copper chroma glaze as well. And that is going to make all the difference. At least I think it makes all the difference. I am going to kind of overlap them a little bit. They don't really mix. I've got the layout in my hand right now, and they don't really mix into a different color. But if you move it around in the light, you can see the copper and the brass where I've gone through the same star. So it's pretty cool looking. I don't know if the camera is actually going to pick up exactly how cool it is, because fun fact, the layout is still wet. The layout is finished, but it's still wet. You guys know I work on top of wet mixed media a lot. I don't have the patience to really just wait for it to dry. I had to put it over top of my light box to get it out of my way. And yesterday, I got a coupon in my email from Joann's, and it had 60% off of one item and regular price of one item, right? And you're like, okay, Joann's, what is actually not on sale so that this coupon can be used, right? So I go and I'm looking at things and I was like, holy Moses, that project cart with the, I don't know, bunch of trays that are on it, you know, the coupon worked on it. And I was like, holy crap. And then I thought to myself, Sandy, you don't need another freaking cart in your room. I just got another cart. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carts in this room. Like, who am I right now? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Okay. You don't need another one. So did not pull the trigger on that bad boy because I think it is outrageous that it is $100 cart, but $40, totally able to swallow the price on a $40 cart. But $100, get with it, right? I just don't understand why some of these scrapbooking things are so freaking expensive. Probably because it's marketed to us, right? Like probably because it is marketed as a paper crafting thing, so they jack up the price, just like they brought over blending brushes and the makeup brush holders and all that, marked up the price because, you know, they say scrapbooking company on them or whatever, instead of just buying the generic makeup ones that have been in that industry forever. Yeah. Really grinds my gears, you know? Anyway, I've got these two photos. And one, like I was telling you guys earlier, is of the spiral staircase that is over there in Alcatraz. And I gotta say, it was a beautiful staircase. It had like a complete spiral. It was awesome. It's a beautiful staircase. I'm like, I've always wanted a spiral staircase. I don't know so much anymore if I want one now, but you know, back in the day, that was like the epitome. That was it, right? I'm like, you have to go to prison to get a decent spiral staircase? I don't know. So I am working off of the layout. As you can see, it's off to the side because it's got to do its little drying thing. But I do this pretty frequently where I build my layout and then place it actually on top of the background. And not because I decided one day, oh man, I think I'm gonna like build my layout and then, you know, and then see what it looks like when I throw it down. No, it was out of necessity because I didn't want to wait for the background to dry. And, you know, I could get into a vicious cycle of talking about waiting for a background to dry, needing a place for it to go. We go down the road of the cart situation again. Like it's a whole thing, you guys. Right now, what I am doing is trying to figure out where I am going to get this kind of faux stack of papers on this layout. I really want it to go on here. I think it will look good if I can figure out exactly how I want it to be. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to bring in my stitching. I will say I forgot to turn the camera back on when I pulled the sewing machine over. I turned it off to go get the sewing machine, and then I forgot to turn it on. So I did do a bit of sewing on here. I did a zigzag stitch on those center pieces of paper that's kind of ground the whole layout. I did the zigzag stitch across this black die cut heart that I wanted to add. And then I even stitched on my photos. And you might be losing your mind over this, but guys, it's pictures of a toilet and a staircase. They are not the only pictures of prison toilets that I have. And I don't mean that as like a collection of prison toilets, but I took quite a few pictures of the toilets in Alcatraz. I just was fascinated by it for some reason. You know, I should have sat on one and took a toilet selfie. That's what I should have done. I had a missed opportunity right over there, right? Like I'm telling you, a missed opportunity. So anyway, I've decided that I'm going to put that little faux stack of papers up at the top of the photographs. I'm going to cut them so I can stack in other little bits of paper so that it still has that faux look to it, but there's actual layers in there as well. But I want it to also stitch around the outside of the layout. And I couldn't do that because it's still wet, right? Even now, it's been sitting out for a good minute. And I was going to try to sew around it before I did the voiceover so I could take the final pictures and show you guys, but it's still wet. It's not wet like when I did the sprays that one time where it was still wet like 24 hours later because I absolutely soaked it. But it definitely is wet enough where I'm not running it through my sewing machine. You know what I'm saying? So who knows if I will actually bring out the sewing machine again for this layout or if it'll just go into the pile to be put in the Alcatraz album. If we're being completely honest with each other, it's that sewing machine's not coming back out. It's definitely it's this layout's done, right? So I'm going to pull out my letter stickers. I've got these black foam ones. Now this is one of the letter sticker sets that I combined so that they were all together and I didn't have to flip through 6 different pages of letter stickers. I am going to have 5-star, and then I will put amenities underneath of it in a different font in a little bit. I thought I was going to use those little like apostrophes to kind of highlight the 5, but it just looked weird, right? Like there wasn't any beauty in that. That was just a little bit of funkiness, and I didn't feel like I needed it. I did kind of check out these stickers because they caught my eye in that plastic pouch where I have all the letter stickers for this version of the kit. And I was like, oh, this goes with it. It's kind of like this old vintagey type feel. And that's what the rest of the decoration on the page is. So I just put down the 3, 4, 5 down here on the bottom, just to cover, not really cover up, but kind of, I guess, give a little bit more pizzazz to the little label stickers that I have underneath of the photograph. I'm also going to grab these pink fresh metallic enamel dots and place them around. I made sure to put it on that tag letter sticker of the number 5 up there on the heart with the stitching because that is definitely a naked tag hole, and there does not need to be a naked tag hole on this layout. Even though it's a super tiny little tag, it still needs something in its hole. So now I decide that I am going to bring in 1 star, 1 piece of wood veneer. I'm not going to bring wood veneer anywhere else on the page. It is just going to be this, and I'm going to place it kind of catty corner to the R. I am too lazy to get up to go get the paper that is drying over there, so I kind of stretch and reach and finally get it. I probably would have taken less effort to just stand up and do it, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. I am going to put 2 different kinds of adhesive on this to make it stick to the layout. One, I'm going to put the ATG, and then I'm also going to do the Nouveau Deluxe because the Chroma Glaze is still wet, but it also gives it a different surface than the paper. And paper stick together really well with ATG. And I just want to make sure that paper and the shiny metallic Chroma Glaze that is dry sticks well as well. So that's why I'm using that Nouveau. I decide to put the heart actually on that center strip instead of off to the side like I kind of had in my head. I'm completely happy with it. I do not mind at all mixing hearts and stars. I find them to be super generic embellishments that can just about go with anything. And then I'm going to use these tiny little Kaisercraft letters to spell out amenities. Now, fun fact, I have run out of T's, which is not usually the letter I run out of first. So I just go ahead and grab an L, and then I'm going to use my pen to just do that cross in the center so it actually says amenities instead of amenities. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this layout. Be sure to go check out Janet and MK's channels and see what they have come up with for the Stitches and Stencils series. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.